Artists, today you are thinking about creating your own monsters. We have played the monster dice game before, and we're going to use this for the first part of our project to create some inspiration for our own monsters. So you're going to start in your sketchbook, open up to a blank page. This might be on the back of one of the coloring pages. And what you're going to do is play the monster game just like we do at Centers. However, instead of leaving it up to chance with the dice, you're going to pick and choose which part of the monster you would like to draw. So go through each of the rules and practice drawing a monster that you like. Now think about, as you're drawing your monster, that word called texture. How something feels. These monsters that we're looking at, they aren't like people. They have lots of great textures. Things that are soft or spiky. Things that are rough or smooth. So as I'm drawing out my monster using the card, I'm thinking about those textures. The mouth. When I draw with a pencil, I draw light until I get it right, and I know mine's going to look a little bit different than the card. And that's okay because I'm an artist. It's my choice what it's going to look like. Alright, so I've done a monster based on this card. Your next step is I want you to come up with your very own monster, and then you'll get to choose what kind of monster are you going to want to have. Think about those Monsters, Inc. videos. Think about the element of art shape. And create your own monster. Make sure it has things like eyes and nose and top stuff, just like the monster on the card. When you have a monster that you're happy with, you need to transfer your monster onto your paper bag. Okay? So I'm going to draw this monster. However, I first need to fold my paper in half like a hamburger. Is this like a hamburger? That looks a little bit like a hot dog to me. Fold it in half like a hamburger. This part is going to be the door to my monster. This is the inside. So I need to draw on this inside part, just like when you're making a card for somebody. I'm going to translate my monster to my paper using a pencil first. Once I've drawn my monster out in pencil first, then I'm going to go back with Sharpie and I'm going to very carefully trace all of my lines in Sharpie. This is so that my monster is really going to stand out. I'm going to add one more thing before I start to add color, baby, color. And that's that element of art, texture. Texture is how something feels. I talked about how my monster has lots of different textures. This bumpy texture makes his body look soft. You're going to add some different lines in to help make your monster feel like it has a little bit more texture. So those little kind of marks at the side, those curved marks, make it feel bumpy or lumpy. If I add some little spikes here, it looks like my monster's legs are hairy. If I add something spiky or I add polka dots to make it look rough, all of these things are textures that are going to make my monster look extra, like it has more detail or texture. Okay? Any last minute details before I start to add color? Any designs that I want to add? You're the artist. This is your decision to make. I think I'm ready for some colors. So with the construction paper crayons, and I know they're construction paper crayons because I have this little tag, I'm going to start adding some color. And when I add color, I need to color heavy and dark, not thin and wimpy. When I color like this, I can't really see my crayon marks, so I need to add a little bit of pressure, heavy and dark, and color in my whole monster. When I get to the sides, I slow my crayon down to make sure that I have good craftsmanship, and then I can speed up. When I get to a black mark, I slow my crayon down, and then I can speed up. I am going to fill my monster with some color using construction paper crayons. When my monster is filled in with color, I'm going to turn back to the front and I'm going to draw my door. When I think about a door at my house or a front door, the first thing it has is a doorknob. A doorknob is kind of like an oval or a circle. I noticed that doors also have these kind of geometric patterns at the center, almost like a square. So add in some of those geometric patterns like squares on the inside of your door. And my project is done. Just like in the story, when I open my closet door, I see my monster. I can't wait to see these kind of creative monsters that you come up with 2nd grade.